This is Ravindra laptop, alright, and he's trying to reach, let me redraw. He's trying to reach Azure service, which is called file dot ravi 2 dot file dot co dot windows dot net, right? He have uploaded data here. This is a file share service. Right? This is a file share service. This is a file share service. Since it's a file share service, it will work on 139 port or might be 445 port. Why I'm saying two different ports? If it's connecting normal, then it will use 3389. If it's connecting with port, secure port, secure SMB, then it will be connect on 445, right? So this is a file share server we have, and Ravinder need to connect on this server, right? So he tried to reach this server, but before trying to reaching out this server, there is an internet provider. Ravinder is not directly connected to this server. He is belongs to some internet provider. There is internet provider. Might be, let's say, that Airtel, or might be there will be called Asian Net, right? Asian Net. So this will be internet provider, and internet provider have their firewall. They have their firewall. Whenever you go to internet connectivity, they place a firewall to secure their communication, right? So they generally allowed only port 80 and 44, port 80 and 4443 and 139. The common port they allow. All right. We are trying to reach out 445, port 445, which is working fine, which is working fine from Azure side, which is working from Azure side. But Ravinder tried to reach out some IP, which is IP is belongs to this ravi 2 dot file dot co dot windows dot net belongs to that. So it's putting the IP plus port is which we are considering right now 445, right? Port we are considering 445, since it's working on 445, right? Azure services is working. So he tried to reach here and get dropped connection here itself, because this ISP, internet service provider, haven't kept open internet connectivity for port 445. Now you got it, guys. So you need to ask your internet provider, whether it's Airtel, AsianNet, or might be SSV, whatever internet provider it will be. You need to say that, hey, my company needs to reach me out on 445. Can you allow me port 445 to reach out this server? So that is your internet provider. Now coming to next question. So do we need to every time ask internet service provider to open the port? It depends on internet provider. Mostly when the company use lease line, or we call it MPLS line or lease line. This is this commercial are totally different from the home user commercial. We are paying for recharge 100 Mbps, 100 Mbps. We are paying for approximately 1000 rupees or might be 500 rupees per month. the companies pay for the lease line, they directly buy 1 Gbps or 500 Mbps. They pay for 10,000 rupees. Sometimes they pay for 50,000 rupees. Right? They pay extra. So usually all the ports are open on the corporate side. From but home user, it is to case are different. Make sense, guys? Perfect, perfect, guys. Thank you for acknowledging. All right. So this is how. That's why Ravindra is not able to take connection. Ravindra, can you ping the can you ping the your URL? Let me try. Let me show you that is it mine working or not. Same URL. I'll be try from my laptop. Can you put in a chat the command which you are trying? Test connection Ravindra dot port 445. Yep. Thank you. So I'm trying first from my laptop. My laptop having the connection from ISP or internet service provider, that is called SSV. And SSV generally block port 445. I'll be try from the port 445, right? So I'll be trying, and it should not work from my side. It will not work. It's trying to reach. It's trying to reach and failed. Same as a Ravindra. Now I'm changing my Wi-Fi to mobile hotspot. Uh, all right. I have changed my internet connectivity to Airtel mobile data. Right? Can you hear me, guys? All right. I have changed my internet connectivity to Airtel mobile data. Let's try same command from Airtel mobile data. The ISP have changed from SSV to Airtel mobile data. Let's try and it's get acknowledged. Test result is successful. If I see that no, there is no error. If I see this result, what was the result here? You can say that this is reachable. So this is my source IP. This is a URL that I'm trying to reach, and this URL will be having a public IP. All right, and on the port 45, this is all remote address, remote port. It is reachable. Connection tested successful, which is happened on my mobile data. But the same thing which I tried from SSV, my Wi-Fi internet provider, that get failed. The connection timeout. So this is not related to Azure. This is related to your mobile data or your internet provider. So you need to understand that what is a port and who blocks the port. Just a minute, guys. Let me pick up this call. Hello. Hello. Who's this? Who's this? No, no, I'm not interested. Thank you. All right, guys. So this is a problem Ravindra facing. Did you understand what are the challenges we are facing and why we Ravindra is not able to reach And at least did you understand that what is port and IP? What's the difference between IP and port and protocol? All right. And if I want to communicate to Azure or communicate to any services across the globe, whether it's Azure or on premises, I required combination of a port and IP and need to define the protocol, which protocol I am communicating. Perfect, Mahesh. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging Shravan and Mahesh. What about Ravindra and other people? Perfect, 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 guys. So let's move on. Anyone else have a different issues or different questions which we need to understand? Please ask me the questions. Don't be don't be shy there to asking the question that okay, I have not studied, so I want to ask the question. Please ask the question. Definitely, I'll guide you that on that part, but I want you to read out the stuff because I am covering a little bit on a basic side. The most of the things you need to cover on your side itself. No, I haven't deployed virtual machine skill set. We can see it later on after looking for networking. All right, let's move on the topic. Next topic is Azure storage account. Last time what we have done, we have deployed a storage account, right? And after deploying storage account, we have seen four kind of service, four service, right? Container, file share, queues, and tables. And also we talk about the performance. We talk about the standard disk and the premium disk. What could be a difference between the standard and premium disk, right? SSD and HDD. Yes, did we cover that or not? Okay, perfect, perfect. Now let's go that connectivity. So we understand that what is blob service. We'll before coming to entire details of the container or blob service or file share, we have this small introduction that how to connect that, how to upload that. We have seen that all those details, but let's go in detail each every services, container service and file share service. Also, we'll look for what is the key. So whenever you want to connect anything, right? So there is a ways to connect in Azure. If you want to connect storage account, you are not connecting storage account. You are connecting inside storage some service, one of a service. That service will be container service or might be file share or might be queues and tables and the tables, right? So let's say that we want to connect a container. So I have shown you the one example connecting a container. First method will be I am connecting from anonymous. I'll be creating a new container. Let's say that test container. I'm giving a name test container. And access level here is private access, so nobody can access. But if I keep access level anonymous, anonymous means that anyone can access without providing a username and password. Without username and password. This is called anonymous. So right now, by default, it is a private. Private won't allow no anonymous access. I change to anonymous read blob or container. I change anything to this apart from the private and create a new container. So this container has been created. From how do I upload the data? I can upload the data from this portal. So why am I able to upload the data? Where is my username and password to upload the data? Where is my username and password for uploading the data? Guys, where is my username and password to uploading a data? So thing is that this storage account which I have created, Samit is created, and Samit storage account, which is this is a storage account, Samit is owned by user called Samit@outlook.in, right? This is owned by user Samit outlook.in. Where I can see that I can see in the IAM access control. This is what we have not covered, but I just giving a small details. So I'll just go on, see that, okay, this is my role here right now. I'm the owner on this resource from subscription inheritance. So I'll just go here, check my access, view my access. It will show me that I'm the owner, contributor, I'm the user access administrator. All those roles are has been inherited from the those scopes. But the simple thing is that I am a owner over here. So that's why I can upload the data. Simply I can upload the data quickly on any container. I can delete, access everything. Right? So I can upload the data. I'm uploading a data. Alright. This after uploading a data, if I go on properties, I can see the URL, which is nothing but showing me that where I have uploaded data, I can access it. Since this storage account, this container, I have kept it anonymous access, right? I have kept it anonymous access. I don't require username and password to use the file. I can see that. Even you guys also can see that. I'll just send you that link. If you click, you guys also can see that details. Let me change the file permission. I'll go back to my storage account, click on container, change the access level from blob anonymous to private. Now, after changing that, if someone try to go incognito mode and try to access file, it says that the file is not there. It is not accessible. So, which means that I can access at a container level, I can provide anonymous access. Anyone can access without username and password, or it will be private. Private can access. So if you provide a private, then you need to provide a username and password to access since it's a private account. So someone says that, okay, Samir, can you provide your Samir at that Outlook? No, I cannot provide. There is storage account having a different username password. So one of our username password is key access. Can you see that? So those are the key user account name and the password. Password will be a key for me. Alright. So I can use a data via key access, right? Via key access, but I require some tool to access that. The tool name will be file Azure File Explorer. Alright, I don't have right now. I need to download. I don't have in my laptop, so let me download the Azure File Explorer. So I'll go here, type Azure File Azure Storage Explorer. You see that Azure Storage. Yeah, I have that one. Azure Storage Explorer. This is a tool which I already have, but you can simply download. Go to Azure File Storage Explorer. Just a minute, guys. All right. So you can simply go on this Azure site. This is a free tool you can download. Azure Storage Explorer, and after downloading, you need to install this file, this applications. All right. Once I start this application, it looks like this. It looks like this. If you are right now in here, you can expand storage account. You won't see any storage account right now. This is old one. Let me detach it. You won't find any storage account attached to this. You won't find any name. This is not a storage account. This is the emulators, right? And if you click this man symbol, you can add your account. So I can add my account. I'll say that storage account. I want to add a storage account with key and account name and key. So I'll go here and provide account name and key. That is my portal. This is account name. And the key. Key I have copied. Now I'll paste it here. Once I add it, it says that connection has been added successful. Now I can see the data. I'll go on this. Can you see that storage account? I can go on container service. I can go on tests, and I can see that file, which is not accessible from my anonymous access. Anonymous access, it is not available. Even I refresh multiple times, I cannot access. But since I have provided key and username, I can download, view, delete those files. Alright, you can see that in down it is transferring from location, and now I can see this file. Make sense, guys? Any questions? Alright, since you are using a key, you will be owner. This key will allow act as the owner. You can perform any action, not only viewing the details. You can do perform any action, whether it is deleting file or deleting container. Anything you can do that. All right, I'll come back to my location, and I'll just refresh this file. I'll just come back to submit container, refresh it. You won't see that I have deleted from on premises. Make sense, guys? Are you getting? I'm not using a submit user here. I'm using a container key and password. Sorry, for storage key and password, not container key, storage key and password. Yes, any questions, guys? Uh-huh. Okay. 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 So there's a two scenarios. What in a question is there two scenarios. One is that I give a new Azure portal access, and in this portal, I want to give a someone, let's say that Kiran, I want to give a Kiran access only read only. So what I'll do that, I will add a Kiran permission. All right. This topic we have on covered. Our back access will cover in upcoming sessions, but I'm just giving a small glance of that topic. So I'll be adding a role. Let's say that I'll be giving a reader access to Kiran. All right. I'll just say, and whom I want to give access, I'll say that Kiran at, let's say that Kiran at technext in. This is a domain. So right now I don't have the invited Kiran techniques.in. So that's why it's saying that invite a Kiran to get access. So I can invite first and give it the access to. This time Kiran will see the details, can see the details, he can view the details, but he cannot delete the resources. Now next thing is that I don't want to give a portal access to Kiran. I just want to give, if I give a portal access to Kiran, then Kiran can see all the other resources also in the storage account. He can see that if I have multiple storage, I can have multiple storage. He can see multiple storage. I want to give on specific this storage account, right? So I can be have multiple storage. Let me create multiple storage. That will be looks how looks like. Now, if I give a access from the portal, Azure portal, it will be access. I'm inviting him to my Active Directory tenant. That topic I'll not go right now, but I just giving a glance that I'm inviting to my tenant as a guest. So he will be one of a member of my tenant as a guest only, but still he will be member. I don't want to invite someone. I just want to give us some access for time being, or might be I want to give access to read only to my vendor. So that scenario, what will I'll do that? I'll go to storage account service, look for the right service. Let me create it. That storage account. Alright, alright. This storage account has been created. Let me refresh page. Right. This is what storage account I have just now created. Now, rather than going providing access key, this access key will be a complete owner of that storage account. Let's say the whatever who will be this adding this storage account will be complete owner on that storage account. He can perform anything. Connect to storage account, storage, keys and user and password. Right. So he will be owner here. He can create a container. Let's say that ABC container. He can create it ABC container. In the ABC container, he can upload data. I want to just give entire folder. Let's say that I'll be upload some small file. He can upload any file here, right? So it is right now transferring from on-premises Azure. You can see the file. He can upload a heavy file. He can store movie. He can store anything. If I give a key-based access, I don't want to give a key-based access. I want to limit his access. So I'll be using shared access signature. Next to that, can you see that shared access signature? The shared access signature. I need to generate the shared access signature, and I can restrict right now. If you can see here, he can have a container service, he can have file share service, he can have a queue and table all service. If you provide a storage account name and key based access. I just wanted to give a blob access, container access. I just want to give a container access. And I want to give only read only access, no write access, no deletion access. List, you should give a list because if you want to read, he have to give a list. Don't want to add an access, create access. Just give a access, read and list, right? Then I'll set the time when access should be start. Let's say that today's date is 11 itself, 11, and current time is 4:10. So it should be start from right now and till 12 tomorrow it should be work. So let me make it little bit today's time itself, and after 5 minutes we'll try again. I'll just keep it a shorter frame. I'll keep it a 5, 4, 15, 0, 0. I'll keeping a 5 minutes access, and if I want to restrict the source IP, that also I can do that. Now I'm generating a key for this kind of activity, and that key will be based on key 1, which is we have seen here key 1. It is not a key 1, but it is will be based on the key 1, it will get generated. So this is what I got it, connection string. I can take a SAS token. Alright, I'll go to my storage account, connect to storage, right click, connect to storage, and I'll say that I want to connect storage account and I want to use a SAS key or SAS string. Whatever you want to feel that, whatever you want to take it, you can take it anything. I'll just take a SAS key, first one. I need to provide connection string. There will be one challenge. I'll just show you the challenge. What could be challenge? Connection string. This is connection string I copied. I'll give a name of storage account. They will say that okay, you don't have given a file access. So what it's saying that you should know that what level of access I have given. I'll inform my vendor that I have given only blob access. So he should go back and choose only blob container access and the same shared access key signature. Right, next I'll be providing a URL, same URL, and the display name will let's say that classes dot classes demo. What it says that endpoint protocol is missing. Blob container SAS URL. SAS URL. This one generated. Blob container SAS URL. That's what we are using right now. URL missing the source path. Source path has been already given. Let me try with string. I'll go with this one. What is missing while generating the URL? Something is missing there. SAS access is required. Okay, I think something else is missed out while generating the key. What is missed out? Writable permission, storage permission, version permission, basic. Yeah, I have generated all permission, process permission. Let me generate new one. The missing URL is source path. Let me go on Active Directory. That should be shared access signature URL, SaaS URL, and blob service, SaaS URL. That is what we have to use. I'm using right now, but it's saying that let me give all the access. Let's see that what will happen after generating this one. And I'll use this one. Same error. Come on. This is what I don't want to give it because it will have a complete access file share protocol. I just want to restrict that restricted access. This can easily get it. I don't want to go that one. Blob container and the blob container can provide shared access signature SaaS one. Source path is mandatory to give it. No, it was not mandatory. It is optional. So let me give it mandatory one. Totally optional earlier. Okay, let's try now. No, the missing URL. The URL is missing a path to source. Okay, let's quickly check it out on internet. What exactly it's mean? I get error while trying to connect a file share storage upon using SaaS URI. It was generated a folder within a share. Alright guys, I'll check it out. That is something is a common issues in the market which people are not getting the source URL. I have already given this all this what they're mentioning the container objective and service which I already have given. Let me verify again. Yep, all services I have already given. Alright, so let me do one thing. If I am using anonymous access, so this file, I'll just copy this URL and try to access over the internet. Anonymous access in the browser, it says that it is not accessible. Now let me generate a SAS key. Right, I'm generating a SAS key for this file, and I'll generate a SAS key block read right delete this, and I'll generate the SAS key quickly. And after generating, I'll use a SAS token, this token, and I'll put it after the browser. This is what I try to access. I'll provide a unique browser, a unique key, and I'll try to access. I can see the page. This is only possible when I provide a key, and that key have a limitations. Users can only read and list. He cannot perform a deletion action. Right, guys? Are you with me?
Yeah, correct.
But what we are trying to achieve that we should mount to storage account file share this entire storage account, which is we are not able to do right now. I don't know. There's something Microsoft have done changes in the backend. Earlier, what we used to do, we have to go on blob container. If I want to access the only blob container, and I'll choose that shared access signature URL, right? And I'll be defining my container URL, or might be the what they have done that they was talking about that you need to be very specific with URL. Let me generate SAS access here for this specific container, only for the container. And I'm reading the giving a permission only read and list. Let me generate a key here. Let me try the specific container one. Yep, that's working. They have done the changes. So I can see that I can see only the specific container, not other than that other stuff. Make sense, guys? Yeah. If I try to delete this one, it will give me error. If I try to delete, if you want to delete this file, yes, I want to delete this file. If I try to delete, it won't allow me to delete. It says that insufficient credentials. Right? Got it, guys? So we can limit the access. Only thing is that they have done changes on container level, not entire storage account level. Earlier we used to have entire storage account level limitations, which they have removed, I think. Let me generate again. This is blob service SAS URL, and I'm trying to here. Let me remove accounts, all the accounts as of now. Detach, detach. I have created old emulator, I think. That is an emulator I have been created. I have cleaned up my account. Let me try it again one more time, which is I want to show you that storage account or service. I'll go for the service. This URL name is blob service URL. I'll go for the shared access signature URL. Okay, let me try. Yeah, this is what I want to achieve it. Now you can see that I can only see the blob container. All the blob container, there is no file, no queue, no tables is there in this storage account. And if I try to delete this, if I try to delete this one, and it says that you don't have a sufficient access. If I try to upload any file from my on premises, any file, let's say that I'm uploading that, it will say that you don't have sufficient access. You cannot do the uploading action also. Right, Kiran? This is what you want to see?
Yes, yes, that is what.
Yeah. So they have done couple of changes in the portal. Earlier, we don't used to have container level SAS key. We used to have entire storage level SAS key, shared access level signature, or file level. Earlier we don't used to have the container level SAS key. Now recently they have introduced container level SAS key. So that's what we are getting error earlier. Make sense? All right. So this is how we can upload. So what I'm trying, I was explaining that we can have a container access, anonymous access, or private access. If I provide a level access, then I need to provide two levels of access. In the private level access, I have key storage account name and the key. This is one, but if you use this one, you will be complete owner. Right, you will complete owner on this storage account. But if you want to restrict the access, then you will use shared access signature. Right? There you can limit the access based on your requirement. Right? So this is a way you can connect to your storage account container or file share anything. So what we have storage account. In a storage account, we have a list of the services, file share, queue, and tables. And if you want to access those, if you're using Azure portal on a portal level, if you have access, sufficient access, right, like owner, contributor, you can upload the data. If you have read access, you can read the file from the portal. Or if you don't have access, no access, then you won't see the file at all. You won't see the storage account at all right. And if you want to access without portal, you want to access, you need to specify the service name, the which service you want to access it. And there is a, if you go for the container service, if you want to access container service, there is a two ways to access the container service: anonymous and a private. In a anonymous access, you doesn't require username and password. Where you change that, you will change on container level access here. In the container level access, if you just click on storage account, go to container, and on a specific container you can change the access level: private, anonymous access. Right? Are you with me, guys?
Yes, yes.
Right? Another is that if I want to make it secured, I'll keep it private access, a private, no anonymous access. And in this scenario, you can go with two options. One option is that key base, another is SAS key. We called key base. This is called key base. key-based access. Another is SAS key-based access, shared access signature-based access, right? In a key-based, you will complete owner. In a SAS key, you will be having a limited access. The SAS key can be generated on storage level. You can see that it can be generated on container level base. If I go to container specific container, I can go on container level access SAS key, right? It will be allow entire container to be get access. Or if I want to restrict with a specific file, I'll click on specific file where I can see the property of URL. I'll see that SAS URL, generate SAS URL. So that will be limited with this file only. If I have other files, it won't, this key, whatever key I'll generate a token, this won't be effective on other files. Is it any questions, guys? No questions? Perfect, perfect. All right. So one of our service what we are using right now is container service. And last time we have seen that why we use a container service. We use to upload a data. What kind of a data? Any kind of a data, which will be unstructured data. File, movies, folder, PDF, document, logs, anything we can upload here, unstructured data. But when we upload the data, there is a there's a two types or three types to upload the data. So I'll go in advance now. While uploading a file, let me go on upload some file. This file I'm uploading, I can see that in advance there is a uploading type, blob type. One is a blob, another is page blob, and third is append blob. What's a difference between page blob, append blob, and blob, right? So I'll go in details. This is my container, and container will have name, let's say that ABC. If I am uploading a data, any unstructured data, what kind of a data? Documents, images, audio, or might be movie, right? Any kind of a data, or logs, PDF, log, PDF. Those kind of a data will be get uploaded in block, blob. The word is blob. So the file size will be distributed. Let's say that this movie which I have uploaded, right? Let's say that movie name is my movie dot mp4, right? That will be get uploaded in terms of blocks, or size of blocks will be can vary, depends on your requirement, right? It can be uploaded in terms of blocks, right? This will one file, entire file will be one file. Let's say that 1 GB file. When we are uploading, we can upload in 100 MB blocks, right? This can be possible. So those is called a blob. Another is which we need to talk about, that if you remember, guys, we have talked about unmanaged disk, right? Unmanaged disk. What we said last time, when we have virtual machine, when we have virtual machine can have two type of disk in terms of storage. In terms of storage, no, in terms of storage, not in terms of performance. In terms of storing the data, we have two types of disk. One is the managed disk, yes, unmanaged disk. So when we store managed disk, the managed disk will looks in the portal as a disk as a service. Disk as a service. If you search here, this will be disk as a service. So those will be my disk. If you just those will be a disk, and this kind of a disk will be called a managed disk. because you using a disk as a service, and that is called a managed disk. You can find out easily in portal. But what happened, what used to earlier, that we don't have a disk as a service. Microsoft don't provide, didn't provide earlier that this as a service. It's a later they have introduced. So before that, this as a service, people used to create a virtual machine on Azure and they used to store in some storage account. So they are creating a storage account. Storage account, under storage account, they are creating a container, and under the container they are keeping a disk. OS disk, data disk, whatever disk they are keeping that in terms of a file. So this will be my container, and this will be my, let's say that this virtual machine name is VM1. So this will be VM1 underscore OS dot VHD. Right, this will be stored in terms of VHD file format, and this will be a disk, data disk. So when we are creating a disk, unmanaged disk in Azure, we are using a page blob file format. So this will be unmanaged disk. So any disk, if you want to upload on Azure Storage account in container, you will upload as a page blob. Any questions, guys? Any questions in terms of page blob and block blob? All right. So let's create one virtual machine. We'll create one virtual machine quickly and see. We'll store not here this as a service, which you know that already, that how to do that. We will see as a unmanaged disk, and where we can generate the unmanaged disk. So let me go on storage account. Let's see that where is my storage account. This is in East US. Okay, I'll go in East US. I'll create a virtual machine here. By default, if you don't change disk type in terms of storage, it will be managed disk by default. Let's say that this is my unmanaged disk VM1. Unmanaged disk VM1. I'll keeping this operating system. This is what we are not covering. Alright, this part. Here we can choose the disk type. I'll say the standard disk. In terms of performance, this is in terms of performance. And in terms of managed disk, unmanaged disk, by default, it is a managed disk. So how do I change to unmanaged? I'll untick this one, which is says that use managed disk, which is a default disk service. And when you go for the default disk service, you will see a disk here. As a disk service. I'll see that disk as a disk service here. Those will looks like a disk service. All right. So, but I don't want to use a latest technology. I want to use older technology. I'll use go for the unmanaged disk. I'll just untick. So it will ask me that okay, you don't want to use a managed disk. So you where is your storage account? I'll say that I'll want to keep in my classes storage account, which is I have just now created. This is classic storage account. So classes storage account, I'll go and look for the container. As of now, I don't see ABC and there's a one container is there. I don't see any VHD file. I don't see any block file. This is a page block file. This is all block file, right? I don't see anything. So let me deploy a virtual machine in this storage account. I'll quickly go all option. I'll not cover that. So this time you can see here that in a disk type, we have mentioned a standard disk. Use managed disk. We say no, we don't want to use managed disk. We are using unmanaged disk since it's a no. Then if you are using unmanaged disk, what is your storage account? I'll give her this storage account name. Then I'll create a virtual machine. Let it give 5 minutes. It will be get created. So Kiran, where are you from? Are you working or you are just a student?
No, right now I'm working Symphony
Symphony
retail.
retail. So are you working in IT?
Yes, I'm Azure support engineer.
Okay, you all already Azure support engineer.
Yes, yes, I'm working on basics and along with that the graphics.
Okay, and I think this guy haven't joined. What is his name? Last time one guy. Is it your number, Kiran? End with 881.
Yes, yes, it's
Okay,
me.
okay. You joined last time also, right?
Yes, yes, I'm joining from Thursday, I guess.
Okay, okay. You are the same person. I thought some new person. Last time you put it some different name.
It was the same Kiran, I guess.
Okay, okay. Might be I confused. I have 2 or 3 batches. Yep, you told me that you were working in Azure as an administrator.
Yes, yes, as a contract.
Yep, yep. So what happened that it is created storage account. We already have storage account. All right. Now it's creating a virtual machine, and if you go here and refresh, you can see that there is no container. There will create one container automatically, which is called a VHD container. In the VHD container, there will be one file. .vhd file will got created with the name of virtual machine, just like we have created here that vm1 dot underscore dot vhd, right? This file got created, and this file type is page block. Make sense, guys? And this is my unmanaged disk. Why this is called unmanaged is because Microsoft is not managing a disk. If I go here for this virtual machine, which I right now created, right? This is virtual machine, and I'll go for the disk service. I won't find any disk with this name. This is all three previous one only. Where is his disk? His disk is his disk is where? His disk is in storage account. If I go on disk type, and you can see that migrate to manage disk, and it will say that you are using unmanaged disk right now. So I'll just click on and I can see the storage account details here, which is not with other virtual machine. If I go to other virtual machine, so if I go here in disk, I just click on disk, I won't see any URL. It is complete service is there. It is complete service is there, which I can simply resize, networking, export, everything will be there. Make sense, guys? Where we are keeping a disk, we are keeping it in storage account. That's why it's called unmanaged disk. And unmanaged disk is always stored in page blob format. Any questions, guys? You can see some comment is there. Yep. Bhargav left out here. Okay, Mahesh. He messaged me that he is getting different roles, so he don't want to continue. Any questions on the block blob and page blob? Why we use block blob? We use for any kind of data we upload in a block blob. Only disk, unmanaged disk will get uploaded in a page blob. There's one more called append blob. All right, append blob we hardly use, but it is similar to block blob. Block blob. It is similar to block blob. Only thing is that limitation is there in the block blob, in append blob, that we will only append data. We cannot modify data, previous data. We can only append data, right? Append data, and it is a compressed format, pretty compressed. So what kind of data generally people store in a block blob? People hardly use a append blob. What kind of data people stored in append blob? They used to store sometimes logs, transaction logs, or sometimes they used to store emails, right? Because it is read only, and if you are writing, you can only, this is read only, and if you are writing only append supports, no addition, no subtraction will be supported. Make sense? So how do we upload the data? When I uploading a data, let's say that I'll go on some storage, some container, let's say that I'm going container, and when I'm uploading a data, I can see that there is a block type. I can choose page blob, I can choose append blob, I can choose a block blob. So what it says that uploading a .vhd file as a page blob, which is we recommended. Microsoft says that, and I say that block size you can change it when you have 1 TB file. So you want to make it in a block sizes. So block size you can change from 4 MB to 64 KB to 400 MB, right? That you can change the size. And one more thing which access to here, we'll talk later on, but I just want to cover that for. If I go for the page blob have only supported 4 MB. There's no block size you cannot change here. In append blob, you can change to various size similar like block blob. It is no difference between block blob and append blob. Both are the almost similar. Only thing is that append blob will be compressed format, right? And it will be compressed format, and only append action will be permitted. No addition, no subtraction will be get permitted. You can read file, but you cannot do the changes on the file. Any questions, guide between these three types of blobs? I'll just circle it. Block blob, page blob, append blob. Any questions, guys? Please acknowledge. No questions. Perfect, Mahesh. What about Ravindra? Kiran, Ravindra, Shravan, Shravanti. No questions, guys? Perfect. So there again, I'm quickly going to my previous notepad. We are just now talking about container service. So we have storage account. In the storage account, we have a container. In the container, we upload blobs, right? A blobs can be three types blobs: block, page, and append, right? Access of those things can be done with this way: anonymous and private. If you're going to private, key based and SAS key for all three. Make sense, guys? There's a lot of things or in a container. This is not only this much. We have a lot of things in the container. We say the lease, access tiers, lot of things there. So we're not covering that because I don't want to make you confused. We are just covering the essential requirement of your container service. All right. What is access tier? All right. Access tier. When you're uploading a blob, sorry, where is that? When you're uploading a data, whether only for only for block blob. This is worked for only blob. Uh, if you're uploading a data, you can choose three options up while uploading. One is hot tier. Yeah, another is cool tier. Third one is archive tier. What's difference between these three? Hot tier, hot tier will cost you more, but fast access, easy to access, immediate access, immediate access. Cool tier will cost little less, but access will be little slow compared to hot tier. And archive tier is they don't keep a data here, they keep in a tape drive data. They transfer your data to archive tape drive. So it will be way cheaper, very less cost. This will be very less cost, but data won't be accessible. If you keep a data won't be accessible. So if you want to access data, change to hot tier or cool tier if you want to access that, and that will take might be 1 day to get your data, or might be 1 week based on your data size, because they kept in a tape drive, and from getting tape drive to your storage account, it will take time, right, guys? So how to change the tier? I'll just click on that file, click on change tier. Can you see the change tier? And I can change the tier from hot tier to cool tier to archive tier. Once I make it archive tier, I cannot access. I need to change to cool tier or hot tier, to which I will access it, and which will take several hours to change the from archive tier to cool tier or hot tier. That will take several hours. Alright, guys. Any questions? Alright. The cool tier, hot tier is not applicable on a block, a page blob. If I can see that there is no access tier. there's no accessible, no option will not available. If I just click it, it will not give me the, it will say that any. It is not applicable on the page blob. It is only applicable on block blob. Okay, guys, so let's take a break today. We'll tomorrow talk about file share. We'll see, play with the file share a little bit tomorrow. Any questions, guys, on today's topic? Okay, perfect. So do practice, watch the recording, do the practice. I'll be uploading a recording in few minutes.